A 17-year-old who was shot 3 times near his high school recovering this morning after surgery to remove bullets from his body. School safety, a major concern for parents and students, really following 3 separate shootings across Manhattan yesterday.
Yeah, it was very frightening. There's an increased NYPD presence at schools on the Upper West Side and in Harlem, but parents are demanding that Mayor Adams and the NYPD School Safety Division do more. So joining us this morning to explain what that would look like is Mona Davids, the founder of the School Safety Coalition. So good morning, Mona. Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we've been reporting on shootings at or near schools basically on a weekly basis. Last week, 2 people shot in Brooklyn. Now 3 people shot in 3 separate incidents here in Manhattan. So how does your group, the School Safety Coalition, how do you respond when you hear about these incidents? Do you go to the schools where these incidents happen? Do you talk to the parents?
Well, what we do is, yes, we do go on site. I've been on site a number of times at different school shootings, Staten Island and Brooklyn, as well as the Bronx. We also reach out to the parents, the families. We provide support to the parents. And then when it comes to the young people shot, for example, we'd also provide some type of support or resources that they may need. For example, a student that was shot in the Bronx needed transportation to get to school. The parents had no way of getting the child to school. So what we did was, with our city council member, Kevin Riley, we arranged for transportation for the child to return back to school. So those are the types of supports that we do offer parents and students. But we're alarmed. We're very alarmed by what's going on, starting yesterday morning and continuing in the afternoon. And this situation, as far as we're concerned, is not going to get any better. Yesterday's brazen shootings actually, is terrifying. So with Mayor Adams right now, we've been asking him to bring back the Uniform Task Force. He hasn't. And then we also learned yesterday that Mayor Adams' administration is seeking to cut the number of school safety agents, which, this, for us, we're very upset because this is putting the lives of New York City school children at risk. Mayor Adams campaigned on a public safety platform. That was his campaign.
So, Mona,
we have shootings in broad daylight.
Let's talk about this because there's nearly 4,000 school safety officers employed by the NYPD, right? And you mentioned what the mayor wants to do, which was eliminate hundreds of school safety positions. But we did a story earlier about some students who were saying that they actually do not want some of those school safety officers, specifically students of color, because they feel like they're targeted and feel less safe. So it's a double-edged sword here. What do you think?
Well, for the students who say that they do not want school safety agents, we have hundreds, thousands of other students who have attended our press conferences, our rallies. We have students right now from Clara Barton who are writing letters to Chancellor David Banks, as well as to the mayor and Commissioner Sewell, saying they don't feel safe and they want metal detectors in their schools. They want more school safety agents. So, one of the things that I do agree with Mayor Adams about is the loud minority. Parents want their children to be safe. And any politician that opposes school safety while getting into their buildings, we have to go through scanning to get into City Hall. We have to go through scanning to get into 250 Broadway. So if you as an adult can feel safe, what about our children? We're talking about the safety of our children. And what we need from Mayor Adams is we need more police officers in our communities. Because of all of these shootings, we need more police officers outside of our schools, and we need more school safety agents inside of our schools.
Well, let's talk about some of the
facts speak for themselves.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the things the city is doing. So following last month's shooting at the Williamsburg Charter School, Mayor Adams met with public school principals, and he encouraged them to have regular meetings with the NYPD, the commanders there in their precinct, to discuss school safety. Do you feel like that is a step in the right direction?
Yes, that was a step in the right direction. And what also was a good thing about the school safety enhancement plan and the weekly meetings with principals was that the NYPD was including all school principals. So not just New York City public school principals, but as well as charter school principals, parochial principals, private school principals. All of them are invited to these weekly meetings with the precinct commander. That was a good first step. That should have been happening, but it doesn't take away from the fact right now that we have children who are being shot and stabbed, going to school, returning from school. It doesn't take away from the fact that Mayor Adams now wants to slash even more school safety agents when we already have a shortage. I think people need to understand these are children's lives we're playing with.
Of course.
And we need Mayor Adams to do the right thing.
And the shootings that yesterday, they took place near schools. They weren't happening inside the schools. But I just want to get your take on this because I want to zero in again on that student group because it's students with the Urban Youth Collaborative are going to testify at that city budget hearing saying they don't want more school safety agents. So are you going to testify as well at those hearings?
Yes, we will be testifying at those hearings. And when it comes to special interest groups like the Urban Youth Collaborative, like I was saying before, there are other students, there are hundreds, there are thousands of other students at different high schools that even the chancellor has visited who have said they want more school safety agents and they do not feel safe. So I don't think that we should be listening to a loud minority, a special interest funded loud minority group instead of looking at the facts. Children are getting shot going to school, returning from school. They are getting stabbed. They are dying. And yes, it's happening outside of the schools. And that's why we need safe corridors. That's why we need more police presence. But I'm sorry, as a parent, no group of teenagers is going to put my child's life at risk. So we will be testifying, but right now we are in a crisis and we need Mayor Adams to do something because whose child is going to be next?
Mona Davids with the School Safety Coalition. Thanks again for being with us this morning.